maybe we overlook Northwestern for Penn State, but other than that, I don't know what to say about the game.
I'm Chris Wagner tonight, in for Kyle Thomas. If the Huskers did choose to look ahead to next week, they made a big mistake heading into today's game against Northwestern, and it may have cost them a chance at the Big Ten title. Let's head to Lincoln for the highlights. Nebraska preparing to run into the buzzsaw known as the Northwestern Wildcats. First quarter, Northwestern will strike first with a 2-yard run from Jacob Schmidt. 7-0 Northwestern. Not sure what Little Red is trying to tell us here, but it can't be good, that's for sure. Second quarter now, and a sight you don't see hardly ever. Rex Burkhead fumbles, and on the 5-yard line no less, Nebraska turns the ball over. They'd fumble again in the red zone later on. 7-3 Northwestern at the half. Third quarter here, Kane Coulter replaces an injured Dan Persa at quarterback and scores for the Wildcats, making it 14-3. Huskers strike right back. Taylor Martinez to Tim Marlowe for the TD, making it 14-10. Perhaps Nebraska will come back in the end after all. Still in the third, though, the play that put it out of reach. Kane Coulter hits Jeremy Ebert for the 81-yard touchdown pass. 21-10 Wildcats. And another sight you don't see often, Husker fans heading home early as the Huskers go down at home for the first time in this season, 28-25. Couple stats for you. Taylor Martinez, remarkably effective, 28 for 37 for 289 yards and 2 touchdowns. Rex Burkhead, 22 carries and only 80 yards with 1 touchdown. That doesn't help, especially also when he fumbles inside the red zone. Nebraska has Penn State next week. For right now, let's go to Sports Director Ed Littler, who was in Lincoln today for the game and filed this report from Memorial Stadium.
Well, congratulations to the Northwestern Wildcats. They come in here, they take it to the Huskers, pretty well dominate the game, and now Nebraska's chances of winning the Legends Division, well, they might have ended with what happened today.
I mean, what are you going to say? I mean, they won the football game. They deserve it. I give Northwestern a lot of credit. You know, we didn't respond. We did all the things necessary to lose a football game. Putting the ball on the ground, penalties, and I told our guys all week. I said it all week long that this was a good football team, that we were going to be challenged and we had to be ready for the challenge. We weren't. We didn't execute. We didn't play well enough to win. I give them all the credit in the world.
I thought we had a really good week of practice, and maybe just coming into the game, I'm not really sure, but maybe some players were overlooking them, just getting ready for Penn State.
It's really tough, coming off a big win last week, and you're hoping to give you some momentum going forward. So it stinks.
You got to give credit to those guys. They deserve to win that game. They outplayed us. They wanted it more than we did. It's embarrassing to say that, but they're a heck of a football team.
The toughest road trip is yet to come for Nebraska, at Penn State next week and at Michigan the following week, so it doesn't get any easier. The final score from Memorial Stadium today, the Northwestern Wildcats 28 and the Nebraska Huskers 25. From Memorial Stadium in Lincoln with the Huskers, Ed Littler, News 5.
I agree with Ed there. It certainly doesn't get any easier. Other football today, UNK with a big win at Fort Lewis in Colorado, 54-7, their last RMAC road trip. And the Hastings Broncos go down to another Northwestern of Iowa, 35-6. Sticking with the Northwestern theme now, let's head to Hastings for the GPAC semifinal soccer match between the Broncos and the Northwestern Red Raiders. A cold day on the pitch at Lloyd Wilson Field as the wind blows the American flag. 2-0 in the second half when Jake Ramsey tries to add to the lead, but his shot will go high. Hastings does hold on to win, however, 3-0. They will advance on to take on Midland next Thursday in Hastings for the GPAC title. Midland, there you see, defeated Dakota Wesleyan 3-1. When we come back, more college football highlights as two of Nebraska's 3 remaining opponents face off in Iowa City. Plus, we'll spike our way to Kearney for the Lopers' last match of the regular season. Set and stay. Sports continues after the break on News 5's Weekend Edition. Today was the last regular season game for the UNK Loper volleyball team. We head to the Health and Sports Center for the action in Kearney. And the pep band is out in full force for senior day as the Lady Lopers take on the Colorado School of Mines. A lot of RMAC history hanging from the rafters as UNK heads to their new conference. 18-9 in set 1. Mines serves, Lopers control. Grand Island's Ariel Kolakowski with the kill to make it 19-9. Fans are loving it. Set point now for UNK in the first set. And Ashley Leitner is going to put it away across the net. The Lopers will take the first set and the match in 3 straight as we check out the scores. There it is, 25-13. 25-21, 25-15. Another volleyball action. Hastings College wins 3-1 over to Dakota Wesleyan. Moving on now to the Huskers. They had a big win tonight against Michigan State, 3-0. And in USHL hockey, the Tri-City Storm go down 3-2 to Sioux Falls. Back to football now as the Iowa Hawkeyes host the Michigan Wolverines. A patriotic helmet action there for Iowa. We in the fourth quarter, Iowa up 17-9, make that 24-9 after Marcus Coker's touchdown run. Iowa fans getting excited until Denard Robinson brings back Michigan with a touchdown to tight end Kevin Coger, makes it 24-16. Now fourth down, only a couple seconds left, one last chance. Robinson over the middle and incomplete. Iowa caps off the upset of number 15 Michigan. That guy's happy, and I'm assuming a little bit cold as Iowa holds on to upset Michigan, as I said. 24-16, big win for them. That's the second upset in the Big Ten today, next to Nebraska losing to Northwestern. Michigan State comes back to beat Minnesota 31-24. Minnesota was in that game the whole way through. More scores from the Big Ten now. Ohio State holds on to beat Indiana 34-20. Wisconsin pummels Purdue 62-17. And from the Sunflower State, Iowa State defeats Kansas. Kansas was in that game most of the way, by the way, 13-10 Iowa State. Kansas State fighting right there with Oklahoma State, down 37-31. And in the game of the century, LSU and Alabama remain tied at 6 at last check in the fourth quarter. So I hope, Josh, you didn't bet the over in that game.
No, and that game actually ended. It's tied 6-6, so they're
going to overtime.
Going into overtime, so an exciting day down there.
And the Huskers getting ready for Penn State next week. Penn State's athletic director, if you read the little crawl on the bottom of the screen there, is being charged with perjury. That could be a problem. All kinds of fun stuff.
Not good over at Penn State today.
No.
All right, Chris, thanks. We'll be right back.